The allegations about Jay-Z allegedly working as a pimp for Diddy are getting stronger by the day because singer Maya just made some bold claims about how Jay-Z allegedly tried to pimp her out to Diddy for his freak-offs. And when she stood on business and turned them down, they allegedly got her blackballed and ruined her life as revenge. Maya and Jay-Z have had something of a strained relationship for a long time, and she has been trying to hint at Jay-Z's shady activities for a couple of years now, but nobody really paid her a lot of attention until now. See, it looks like Diddy getting exposed has given Maya a lot of courage, because she finally came out to set the record straight, and for all. In Chile, things are about to go from bad to worse for Jay-Z and Diddy, because Maya did not come to play. With each passing day, it becomes increasingly clear that the rumors suggesting Jay-Z could be the next major figure to face public scrutiny after Diddy may indeed be true. More and more former associates of his are stepping forward, getting bolder and more vocal in their accusations. It appears Jay-Z might be finding himself in deeper trouble than anticipated. This current wave began when his former Roc Nation artist, MIA, spoke out, accusing Jay-Z of having ties to the shady Bronfman family and assisting them in carrying out shady activities, including allegedly helping them steal her child away from her because she wouldn't put out for him and his bestie, Diddy. For those who don't know who the Bronfman family are, they are a wealthy family with a combined net worth exceeding $30 billion. However, beyond their financial success, the Bronfmans have been tied with a variety of controversial and questionable activities, including ties to cults, illicit rings, and numerous messy allegations that are too extensive to fully delve into here. But I am going to say that they have also been tied to the type of S-trafficking that Diddy has been accused of. So what exactly was Jay-Z doing getting involved with such a messy family? Well, according to MIA, Jay-Z allegedly received money from the Bronfmans to help them in their attempt to take her child from her. MIA had been in a relationship with Benjamin Bronfman for several years. They were engaged and shared a son together, but the spark died out and they ended up breaking up. According to Mia, she has been silent for a while, but she is done being silent. She tweeted, "My first custody battle was in 2013. My child was 4. I was managed by Jay-Z, who ultimately was paid by Bronfmans. I sacrificed my career for my child. They ripped me off, copied my style, gave it to their puppets, and shadow banned me on every platform, but it was worth it to save him from the madness of what you know now." And as if that wasn't bad enough, she claimed that Jay-Z completely distanced himself from her after that. She tweeted, "The day I was served for my child, Roc Nation stopped all communication with me, and all my emails to Jay-Z asking for help was wiped from my inbox. My home was broken into and every laptop was taken. I was trapped in Brooklyn on an order served that restricted me from leaving Brooklyn for 15 years. Roc Nation has been accused of setting up artists because so many allegations have been made against them." So MIA's allegations didn't really surprise people who have heard all about the rumors. But while most people were still trying to make sense of Jay-Z's connection with the Bronfman family, singer Maya decided to jump into the mix and spill some tea of her own. She claimed that Jay-Z allegedly tried to get her into his bed, and when she declined, he reportedly gaslighted her and allegedly plotted her downfall in the industry. To provide some context, Maya Marie Harrison, who goes simply by Maya, has been in the music industry for decades. When she first got on the scene, she dominated the R&B genre with her distinct and unique sound. From an early age, Maya had a clear vision of what she wanted to do, because he knew for sure that she wanted to pursue a music career, and she had the full support of her parents. At just 17, her father took a significant step in helping her pursue her dream by sending a collection of her demo tapes to A. Haq Islam, CEO of University Music Entertainment. Islam was thoroughly impressed with Maya's talent, both from her demo tapes and in person during an audition. Recognizing her potential as a star, he didn't waste any time signing her to his label and securing a distribution deal with Interscope Records. Maya got to work immediately. In 1996, she began recording her debut, self-titled album. Thanks to her connection with Islam, she was able to collaborate with industry giants like Missy Elliott, Babyface, Diane Warren, Drew Hill, and Silk Shocker. While Maya focused on working on her album, Interscope wasted no time in building her up as their next big R&B sensation. And it was well-deserved, as Maya's talent was undeniable. It didn't take long for the label to realize she was a true triple threat. Not only was she an incredible singer, but she could also dance and act like a pro. Maya entered the R&B scene during a highly competitive time, when the genre was considered oversaturated with major names all competing for the top spot, including Aaliyah, Brandy, and Monica. Despite the fierce competition, her debut album became a commercial success, selling over 1.4 million copies and peaking at number 29 on the US Billboard 200 chart. The success of the album shot her up to superstar status, and she got 2 Soul Train Music Award nominations for Best R&B Soul or Rap New Artist and Best R&B Soul Album, along with an NAACP Image Award nomination for Outstanding New Artist. This was impressive, especially considering that it was her debut album, and she was still in her teens. She was living the life. Maya was on a roll throughout the late 1990s. In 1998, she collaborated with big names like Blackstreet, Blinky Blink, and Maze for the Rugrats movie soundtrack. Soon after, she joined forces with rapper Ol' Dirty Bastard on the hit song Ghetto Superstar, which earned her her first Grammy nomination, which was completely deserved. The following year, Maya branched out into acting with a role in the crime thriller In Too Deep, where she portrayed the character Loretta. At the same time, she was hard at work on her second album, Fear of Flying, which dropped in April 2000. Chile, her management put her to work because she was everywhere doing everything. Even though the album's lead single, The Best of Me, didn't quite meet expectations, the second single, Case of the Ex, became a major hit, peaking at number 2 on the US singles chart. There were some rumors about how the album would be a flop, but things ended up working out perfectly because the album turned out to be a commercial success, selling over 1.2 million copies in the US alone. It also earned Maya a Soul Train Music Award nomination for Female R&B Soul Album and a MOBO nomination for Best Album. In 2001, Maya teamed up with Christina Aguilera, Lil' Kim, and Pink to put a modern twist on LaBelle's iconic 1975 hit, Lady Marmalade. The collab was a massive success, and it reached number 1 in more than 15 countries. The group dazzled audiences with a show-stopping performance of the song at the 44th Grammy Awards in 2002, where they took home the Grammy for Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals. While her music career was popping off, Maya was also making waves in the acting side of the industry. In 2002, she earned critical acclaim for her role in the musical Chicago, delivering a standout performance that got her a Critics' Choice Movie Award and a Screen Actors Guild Award nomination. Seriously, everything she touched turned to gold, and it was like she could do no wrong. In 2003, Maya extended her winning streak when she released her third studio album, Mood Ring, which included the hit single, My Love Is Like Whoa. At the same time, she did some acting on the side, with roles in the musical Dirty Dancing, Havana Nights, and the romantic comedy Shall We Dance. Despite her undeniable talent, numerous awards, and an impressive body of work, fans couldn't help but notice that Maya's career trajectory seemed to stall in a way that no one expected. At the time, she was competing with the top names in R&B like Monica, Aaliyah, and Brandy. Even though she was just a teenager, she was being set up to have a long, successful career in both music and Hollywood. But somehow, she didn't quite make it to the top of the food chain. Chile, she ain't even on the food chain no more, and fans have been wondering how and why she fell off so badly. So, what exactly led to Maya's career taking such a sharp turn? Rumors have long circulated that she was blackballed from the industry. The theory suggests that Maya wasn't willing to play the industry game and refused to bow down to certain higher-ups, those gatekeepers who held the key to success in the business. After the release of her third album, Mood Ring, Maya got into a messy dispute with University Records and Interscope, which ultimately led to the end of their partnership. They mutually decided to part ways, and as a result, her fourth album, Control Freak, which she had already started working on, was shelved. She was determined to make a comeback and remain at the top of her game, so she signed with Universal Motown Records, hoping they could take her career to even greater heights. Unfortunately, things only got worse for her, and that was one of the worst mistakes she could have made. For some reason, the label chose to delay the release of her next album, Liberation, and this only ended up making Maya more frustrated, ultimately causing her to have a downward spiral. Universal Motown kept dragging out the release of the album. playing games with the Maya until the entire album eventually leaked in Japan. Before we knew it, it spread worldwide, effectively ruining any hopes Maya had of a successful launch. This setback was so bad that Maya found herself at a crossroads. She could either sue her label for damages or take an independent route and become an independent artist, doing her thing by herself. Most people assumed she would go after the label, given it was their fault that the album leaked. But, surprisingly, Maya chose not to pursue legal action. Instead of making a public spectacle out of it, she opted to walk away from the label and become an independent artist, choosing to leave without seeking any compensation or stirring up drama. And this had people wondering why she would do that. I mean, she could have made millions from suing her label. But for some reason, she just chose to walk away like that? Yeah, the math isn't mathing. And if y'all think that the reason Maya didn't sue was because she didn't know that she was entitled to compensation, let me stop you right there, because she knew what she was entitled to, but she was just too scared to fight. In a candid interview with Vlad TV, Maya opened up about the devastating impact the Liberation album leak had on her career, revealing how it cost her millions and months of hard work. Though she maintained her composure, it was clear she still had some deep feelings about how things played out, and how it pretty much ended her career. She also revealed that the real reason behind her decision to walk away from the label without taking legal action was that she was simply fed up. The label had become too controlling and demanding, and she had reached her breaking point. This interview was the first time Maya publicly addressed her feelings and spoke openly about the music industry's darker side. She revealed that there was so much behind the scenes that fans had no idea about, everything from negativity to shady, sometimes even illegal, practices that artists had to deal with. It was a raw look into the shadiest and most disgusting parts of the industry, and Maya made it clear that what many fans see on the surface is only the tip of the iceberg.
There can be power plays and ultimatums given for the people that hold the power, whether that be toward a female or male artist. The foundation, it's very dangerous for you as an individual. And you have to not be desperate. You have to be willing to say, I'm good, and walk away.
She also claimed that the powerful people in the industry often go out of their way to target the younger and more vulnerable artists who are still trying to find their way in the industry.
You must protect your space, but you don't necessarily know what the agenda is behind someone speaking down to you, at you, etc. There are horrible things that happen every day, whether it be in the industry or not, mentally, emotionally, sexually, financially. And you have to break down your value. You really have to assess that and your standards. And it's very difficult if you don't know it, if you can't identify it regarding what's coming at you. And that takes some time to maybe step away if you walked into this game not knowing who you are and your limitations. You grow into that. If you start early in any game without knowing who you are and being solid in some type of foundation, it's very dangerous.
She then said that the Hollywood elites and the powerful people in the high ranks often preyed on the younger, naive, newer artists. And from the way she said it, it was clear as day that she had had some sort of experience with this sort of thing, which is just sad to think about.
But I would definitely have to say those in power, that want to abuse it and get off on abusing it, definitely plot on their prey, and you have to be willing to sacrifice anything that you think you might benefit from, a career, etc., and say no, period.
She then hinted that her career was held back because she had refused to give in to the pressures that she faced in the industry, claiming that she was bold enough not to backtrack or compromise on her values.
How did you stay so guarded within your career?
This is what I did. I said, no, I'm good, thank you. No, thank you. Okay, so sometimes that doesn't translate as far as what you are allowed to have. what you have access to, you will be blackballed, you will be talked about, you will be shit on, you will be rumored about. But you have to stand strong on what you don't care for. It's not that serious to me, you know, if I have to sell my soul. I understand that I might have sacrificed something in the physical world, but the spiritual world is not worth it. You're okay. You don't need to do anything. What you need to do is protect every part of your life, your spirit especially, because everything else is connected to that, you know. It's beautiful. There are some people, not everyone, that have huge egos, you know, and awful mindsets towards men, towards women, towards people. And it's very difficult to be around. It's just very difficult. And the way they define success is not your idea of success.
Yeah, this sounded a lot like she was forced into some freaky situations, or at least they tried to. According to an insider, when Maya met with Jay-Z for the remix of her song Best of Me Part 2, Jay-Z put moves on her, and according to Maya, he allegedly tried to get her into a three-way with him and Diddy. In fact, the remix almost didn't happen because Jay-Z felt salty that she turned him down and wasn't grateful that he was hopping on her song. Producer Tone, who was one of the duo, claimed that Jay-Z felt disrespected by Maya because he didn't think that she was grateful enough to him for hopping on her song. He said, "So Jay came to the studio that night at the Hit Factory. He got it right away, he understood what it was, but he didn't like Maya's vibe in the room. He looked at her like she was a spoiled brat because she was. Jay looked at her like, I'm about to rap on your record, you're about to have a hit, and I don't think you really appreciate it." The producer claimed that Jay-Z then stormed out of the studio, after which people in the studio said to Maya, "Yo, Maya, Jay wants to do the record, but he feels like you're not even giving him any love, like no thank you or none of that." Allegedly, Jay-Z continued to try to get her to be involved with him and Diddy, and when he got tired of her playing hard to get, he got her label to delay her album and allegedly plotted to have it leaked to teach her a lesson. And this is what she hinted at in her interview, where she talked about how some powerful people in the industry try to take advantage of younger and naive women because she came super close to being victimized. And when she refused, she lost her career over it. And as if that were not bad enough, the media completely tore into her, accusing her of being Jay-Z's sidekick. It got worse when Beyoncé's Lemonade album dropped, and Maya was accused of being Becky with the good hair. She was dragged so hard that she eventually had to come out to deny the allegations. A fan on Instagram asked her, "Heard you and Jay-Z had an 11-year affair. Are you his side chick or nah?" And Maya quickly fired back, "Never did, never was, never will." She also wrote, "I play second to no one, pay my own bills, have my own label, own management company, rely on God only, and respect myself and marriage too much for nonsense." Maya continued to maintain that nothing improper ever went down between her and Jay-Z.
In the past, of course, you've been accused of similar things.
Well, that's what you sign up for when you enter the entertainment business.
Absolutely, but it must be hard dealing with all the beehive coming at you.
I don't have anybody coming at me, but I know what I'm not guilty of.
Of course, of course.
It's crazy how much Jay-Z has allegedly been getting away with right under out noses. And fans commented, "Always wondered what happened to Maya. She always had an elegance and grace about her. Respect her then, even more now. Proud of her." Jay-Z is always getting exposed for doing some crazy stuff against the people of his community. It's crazy. And Jay-Z finally getting exposed. Hope it continues. BC, that's the real snake in the industry. But what do y'all think about Jay-Z allegedly setting Maya up like this? Do you think she's telling the truth, or do you think that she's jumping on a bandwagon? Let me know how you feel about this in the comments, and then check out this next video.